Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of where I sit on the floor and talk to you. It's been a long day for me. I hope it's been a good day for you. It's the weekend, so you better be getting out and having some fun. Like I said in the last episode, which you can see over here, I'm talking about the passing of my closest and dearest friend, Brandon. And as of tomorrow, Sunday, March 8th, it will be 5 years since I received the news of his passing. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about what I did after I got the news and how I handled it, which was incredibly wrong and not how to handle it. So I'm hoping you can learn from my mistakes that I made in handling my friend's death, in case you have lost a friend or have lost a loved one. So, learn from my mistakes. Here we go. So a lot of the things I did were not good. After I got the news, after I got the phone call and talked to his mom, his dad, my mom, my dad, I emotionally and physically shut off. I stopped eating. I stopped showering. I didn't care. There was just this empty void, and I didn't give a shit about anything. I didn't care about my classes. I wouldn't go to class. I didn't care about my friends that were calling me, trying to make sure I was okay. I just stared at my phone as I could see a name and a number coming up, and I wouldn't answer. And I pulled all my curtains down and sat in my dorm room alone for a very long time. And once I started getting away from that, which, if you have lost someone that you love, do not let yourself be alone. Have friends that pester you and are up your butt constantly about making sure you're okay. You need to communicate with someone about what you're feeling and how much it hurts. And I did not do that. Lesson 1. Lesson 2, I started drinking a lot. Like, a lot. I would go to parties constantly, because there was always parties when you're in college. Whether it be Monday or Sunday, there's always someone drinking somewhere, and I would find those people, and I would drink very heavily. And I would waste my money on alcohol. I would go to these parties with people I didn't know, and put myself in these horrible situations at parties. Not dangerous, but just bad choices. I never did any drugs, except I would smoke cigarettes. But it was just too much alcohol, and there was a few times that I'm pretty sure I should have been legally dead by the amount of alcohol I had consumed. If you have lost a loved one, drinking is not the best thing to do, because it is a downer, and you're going to feel like shit once you get past it. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy, I'm drunk, everything's all wavy, and I'm having a blast, and then instantly, when that starts wearing off, you're going to feel everything that you were hiding and pushing down with that alcohol, which happened to me. So then, in lieu of all that drinking and coming down and realizing that I was using it to numb myself from feeling what I was feeling about Brandon's passing, I would sleep. Lesson 3. With sleeping a lot, for me, I wouldn't go to my classes like I mentioned before. I slept probably close to 18 hours a day, and I would just sleep, because sleep was the only time I could see Brandon, and I could talk to him and try to figure out what was going on. And sleep is great, sleep is good, but shouldn't be sleeping that much. And like I said, if you lost a loved one, you should be talking, you should be communicating, you should not be using drugs or alcohol to hide what you're feeling. You need to feel all those emotions that are bubbling up inside you, and talk to someone. Talk to a therapist or a counselor on campus. Talk to a counselor or a therapist off campus. It'll cost money, but it's something. Talk to your brother, your sister, your mother. Talk to someone about what's going on. Don't hide behind sexual activities or drinking heavily or sleeping. And it took me a long time to realize that the shitty situations I would put myself in, whether it be drinking, sleeping, not doing anything for school, and sleeping with other people, which is something I'm not very proud of because it affected a lot of people around me. All my bad choices that I made when I was trying to understand and deal with my friend Brandon passing, I was lashing out at anyone around me who was trying to help, and I wasn't taking my meds at the time, so it made it even worse, and I was just going in a horrible negative spiral, and it was bad. It was really, really bad. So that's what I did, and that's what you shouldn't do. Don't drink or do drugs. Don't sleep a lot. Don't shut off emotionally and physically. You have to talk and communicate about what happened with, whether it be someone online who just happens to be in a chat room, just be like, hey, this is what's going on, yada, yada, yada. Talk to parents, talk to friends. Don't use downers or uppers or lefters or righters or whatever you want to call them. Don't do it, because it won't help you come to terms with what happened. Don't sleep around. Get out. Go to class. Even if you hate the fact that you're there or hate the fact that you're outside, go sit on your porch and cry. That's another thing. Cry. You need to cry this stuff out, because otherwise you're going to hold all that emotion and all that stuff in, and it's not going to be good, and it's going to bubble over and be god-awful. So, cry, communicate, don't do drugs. That's my lesson. In my other videos, I'm going to be talking more into my escapades in alcohol, self-harm, bad choices, but tune in next week when I'm going to be talking about the stuff with, how I finally came to terms with my friend Brandon passing. So I hope you have learned from my mistakes and learned how I dealt with it and how not to deal with it, and hope you enjoy. So again, thank you so much for watching. I'm up to 19 subscribers. That is fantastic. That's actually more than my old YouTube page, and I think for an Ethan is Bored, I'm going to take a peek at my old YouTube page, and I hope you enjoy that. So, thank you. You are absolutely wonderful, and I adore you, and I would hug you forever if I could. Thank you again for watching. Hope you learned from my mistakes. Don't be an Ethan or an ethanol. Communicate. Take care of yourself. Don't drink and do drugs because they are bad. Alright. I'm gonna go change my work clothes because I am stinky. Bye-bye. I love you. Thank you.